What's up, everyone? I just want to say happy Christmas and thank you for joining me for Cooking Up Positivity with Kendall Kee. First off, let me go and start out by giving a big shout out to a supporter and basically my Secret Santa for hooking me up with this apron. Now it is official. I absolutely love this. I just want to say thank you. So today in this episode, we are going to be making lasagna. We're going to be making a keto-friendly lasagna, and it's a variation of the lasagna just without the noodles, all right? But I guarantee it's going to be so delicious. You're going to love it, all right? Let's get started. All right, so for our meats, we're going to be using 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground sausage. When it comes to our sauce, we're going to be using 2 cans of whole peel tomatoes. We're also going to be adding in 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. We're also going to be adding in 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of onion powder. First things first, please don't forget to preheat your oven to 375 degrees because again, once we get all these ingredients ready to go in our pan, we just want to pop it in the oven. We don't want to wait any longer because I guarantee that just the fragrances that this dish is going to be giving off, you're going to want to take a bite of it ASAP. So preheat your oven to 375. I got my pan going right now, it's warming up, so let's go ahead and start up with this meat sauce. It's gonna be fun because we actually are gonna be making our own sauce. It's gonna be exciting. All right, so my pan is nice and hot right where I want it. I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing in all the meat that we're gonna be using. We got our ground beef and we're also gonna be throwing in the sausage right now. We're gonna cook this all up and throw in some of the other ingredients. While that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our onion powder, and I'm gonna throw in our garlic powder. Let all that cook together. Now that we got our meats brown, you want to be chopping them up into little bite-sized pieces, but now that we got it where we want it to be, we're going to be throwing in everything else. So that's our tomato paste, we've got our red pepper flakes, and our Italian seasoning. And we're going to go ahead and mix it all together. And then we're gonna put this in low heat and we're gonna take our tomatoes and toss them up in the blender and get them pureed. Yeah, then we're gonna mix them all together and that's gonna be our meat sauce. All right, so we got our tomatoes right here. We got our blender, so we're gonna go and toss them in and puree them just for a couple seconds, all right? I don't know how this works, honestly. I don't know if I just... All right, let me go in and try like this. I've never made anything in the blender except for protein drinks. So let's see if this works. I'm trying to make as little mess as possible. All right, hey, that works. All right, let's fire this bad boy up. All right, there it goes. That should be good. All right, so we got our tomatoes. We're gonna go and pour them on in, and we're gonna bring this to a boil and let it cook for about 15 minutes. Just simmer over low heat, get it to a boil. We want a thick but loose consistency when it comes to this one. So we're gonna go ahead and let this simmer, let it get to a boil. In the meantime, we're gonna go check out a quote. We're also gonna be working on our cheese. This first one goes on to saying, whatever you do, don't get stuck on the one thing that ruins your day. Life is too short to waste on negativity. And first thing I thought of just a couple seconds ago was the word negativity. All right, so since, I don't know, since this show, this is episode 3, that's only 2 episodes. However, I'll tell you one thing, I have gotten some negative feedback or negative comments regarding either like what I'm doing or either myself, like my personality. And it's like people get mad or upset, and it's just like, I don't understand why, and I don't know like what you want from me, because it's like, ultimately I am doing cooking up positivity for myself, because I enjoy cooking. I enjoy sharing positive messages and some encouragement, because it's like in so many ways in my life, I feel like I didn't have that. I didn't have that outlet, or I didn't have somebody there just, trying to put a smile on my face. Through so many times it had been like that. So I'm like, I'm at a point in my life when I have an opportunity to do so. And who doesn't love food? I love food, So it's like, hey, I'm gonna make both of them happen together. So that's where Cooking Up Positivity kind of started. And on top of that, I'm still gonna do what I do. I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna say what I say, everything else, because it's like this says, life is too short to be spending on negativity. People can say what they want, bad things can happen throughout my day, but it's like, only if I let it, I'll choose to sit in it. And at that point, something's wrong, because it's like, that ain't me. I like to have fun. I like to just, I like to smile. I like to vibe out, just have a good time, music, etc. So no matter what the day brings, no matter what people say, no matter, anything like that, I truly do believe, like, life is just way too short. Life is just way too short. So whatever you got going on, whatever somebody has said about you, or whatever happened in these past couple of hours, hey, it happened. Now it's time to let it go and move on, because life is way too short. That negativity, it don't deserve your time. It don't deserve your emotions. Nothing like that. When it comes to our cheese, we're going to be using 1 cup ricotta cheese, 1 cup shredded mozzarella cheese. We're going to be adding in 1/4 of a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. When it comes to our ricotta spread, all we want to do is mix our ricotta, Italian seasoning, and our garlic powder all together, because we're going to be mixing all of this, making layers when it comes to the lasagna. So this is pretty simple. We're just going to get a spoon, mix it all up, and it's ready to go. So now we got our cheese going. It should be looking something like that. Now our sauce should be ready to go. So up next, all we need to do is layer this bad boy, pop it in the oven, and we're good to go. But in the meantime, let's talk about another quote right now. Get some positive vibes going. So this quote goes on to saying, I am not my thoughts or emotions. It's okay to have emotional urges or thoughts and not act on them. I repeat that. It's okay to have emotional urges or thoughts and not act on them. This one sticks out to me because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and this person's in recovery as well, and they were talking about them having to fight off thoughts about drinking. And I was like, well, why are you fighting? Why do you have to fight them off? And obviously because they don't want to drink. And I'm like, okay, well, think about it like this. We as humans are attracted to nice things. You go to a gym, or you see somebody that you're attracted to, you have that sexual attraction. And it's like, I can guarantee that, when you see somebody like that, you have these thoughts of all the things that you could do, want to do, etc., etc. However, you don't act on those, nor do you put up a fight to be like, no, etc., etc. In that very same aspect, why are you doing that when it comes to some of the thoughts that you have? Like, you fight it off, or you have to fight and wrestle with it to change up your switching. And it's like, I think when we do that, we give those thoughts more power. We put more attention to those thoughts, because we process so many thoughts on the daily. Tens of thousands of thoughts that go through our mind and exit. So they are. So then certain thoughts that come through our minds, why do we draw so much attention to it? Why don't we just treat it like any other thought? Let it come in. All right, let it pass. You know, again, just like the last quote, you know, we ain't got no time for no negativity. So why are we gonna, you know, wrestle and get all this time into these thoughts that come in that we think that we should not be having? You know, we process tens of thousands of thoughts on the daily, and at the end of the day, we're only human. But these thoughts and these emotional urges, they're okay to have, but that don't mean we gotta act on them. And that's the part where we can draw that strength. That's the part that I love about this one, is because it's like, you know, it's okay to have those thoughts. It's okay to have emotional urges, but then we ain't gotta act on them. And there's plenty of them that we don't act on. The ones we should be acting on are the ones that are gonna boost us up to the next level. The ones that push us in the right direction. You wanna go back to school, you've been thinking about going back to school, focus on that thought. You want to go for that promotion, you want A, B, and C, focus on those thoughts, because those are going to be the ones that improve your life. Those are going to get the momentum that you need to get your life into a great place. Focus on those thoughts, because ain't nobody got time for no negativity. I'll tell you one thing, this sauce smells bomb. So all we're going to do right now is literally get this in here. We're gonna top it up with our cheese, and we're gonna throw it on some more cheese. So let's do this, and this is really good. And it's all right if you got, like, you're gonna have some sauce left over, and it's all right, because you can use this. You can actually make like a sloppy joe with it down the road. You can make pasta bowls, you can make spaghetti with the leftover sauce that you have, whatever you want to do. That's the thing about this, is I don't think any food should go to waste, because you could always turn it into something else. So we're gonna add a layer of this. And of course, you know, you can actually do a traditional lasagna and throw in your noodles and all of that, but I ain't doing that. So now that we got a nice layer going, I'm gonna throw our ricotta spread right on top of it. I'm excited because this smells really good. And if you know me, Italian food is like my favorite. Ways to get me to shut up, ways to get me to like you or anything like that. There's cheesecake, ice cream, and Italian food. And now we got our mozzarella. Throw this right on top of it. Yeah, well, we're just gonna pop this in the oven, and it's already cooked. Like, this is already cooked, so it's gonna be quick, but we want it to bake, like, we want to bake the cheese on top of it. And on top of that, like, it just brings everything together. Now that we got this going, we're gonna throw this in the oven for about maybe 10 minutes, even less, depending. All right, look at that. It's looking good, and I guarantee that it's smelling even better on your end. Look at this bad boy. All the times that we've cooked together, have we made anything that was not delicious? Ooh, look at this bad boy. Yeah. All the times that we have cooked together, have we made anything that was not delicious? So you already know this is gonna be bomb. We're gonna leave it in here. Yeah, we'll see you in a couple minutes. While that's going, we're gonna go ahead and check out our last quote for today. This next one goes on to saying, "Don't forget to appreciate yourself for the wars you fought silently in your head." This one speaks to me because it's like I can relate to this one so much. It's like there's so much that I don't let on to people. There's so much that I don't open up to people about that go on in my life, in my personal life. Yes, I got a personal life. You know, there's so many things, and most of the time I just let them see what they want to see. I let them know what I want them to know, because it's like, you know, sometimes I just feel like it's better that way. It's a little odd, but yes, there's plenty of situations that I have fought, plenty of wars within myself, especially up here, that I have fought, especially this past year. And you know, I've opened up about some of it. You know, I've opened up about quite a bit of it too, you know, because for those of y'all that don't know, I have a podcast called Recovering Meth, and I've opened up about so much, but there's so much that I still keep to myself. And you know, I made it this far. I made it into today, you know, and that's saying a lot. In that same aspect, you made it into today, and I know that you don't open up and don't tell everyone, or sometimes anyone, exactly what is going on with you. You know, you give them the, oh, it's fine, you know, you put a smile on, you know, you even dance a little, whatever it may be. However, you're fighting those wars inside your head, and I want you to know that, you know what, you are so strong for making it through. Again, you've made it into today. Appreciate yourself. Be proud of yourself, because those battles that you did not tell anyone about, you made it through. You may be going through one right now, but I can guarantee you that you are not alone, and you can open up to somebody in your life and just let them know, you know, I can guarantee that you will see another day. Be proud of yourself. Appreciate yourself, because you're a lot stronger than you let on, than you choose to believe or even choose to think. Again, appreciate yourself. Let's check up on this, because it is smelling amazing. Yeah. Look at that. Yep, we made that. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all 2 different ways you can prepare this, all right? So our lasagna cooled off for a couple minutes, and it is looking and smelling so good. But I'm gonna show y'all. All right, so y'all can do whatever you want with it. You can throw it on top of a bed of noodles, you know, since we didn't throw some noodles all up in it. Or you can be like me and just go ahead and dish it out and just eat it, because, you know, like I said, it's meats, some sauce, and some cheese. So however you want to do it, I know it's going to be amazing. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this dish, because I just tried it and it is absolutely amazing. Again, I'm eating mine without the noodles, but it tastes so good. I dig it. That is delicious. But again, you can throw it on a bed of noodles. You can do a traditional style and throw in the lasagna noodles, however you want to do it. That's the beauty about making your own dish, is you get to prep it however you want. So again, I just want to say happy Christmas. Thank you for joining me. And just remember, little positivity can make life taste so good. God bless.